Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Corp Bro, here with another edition of Creme de la Corp, where I go through 5 posts from the war room that I've never seen before, and I give my thoughts and feelings on those things. Now, I'm feeling a little sick this morning, and not like sick. Like, I honestly feel ill. I feel terrible right now. That's why I look like this. Plus, we just launched our jobs product at Bravado, so people have been jamming on that. And if you haven't checked it out, you should, because it's dope. Now, before I die, let's dive on into post number 1. It is called Sandbagging Strategy. Nearly all reps at or above quota have done this at some point, so I don't want to hear your moralizing about optimizing revenue, all you leaders out there. I get paid annual. Anyway, I think the question is here, sandbagging strategy. Do you do it? Do you not do it? There's a few things here. The answer is yes, you always do it unless you're at accelerators or in Q4 and you want to blow it out of the water. Now, there's a few things here. It also depends on how you get paid out in commish. It depends on whether you're capped with commish, things like that. If you're capped, absolutely sandbag. If you're capped, then you're not being incentivized in the right way to optimize revenue and kill it for the business. That's their fault, okay? Not your fault. But there's also something to be said for consistency. You know, if you blow it out one quarter a year, you do your whole year in one quarter or something, there can be arguments made. It's like, oh, they're not consistent enough. You know, a lot of promotions hinge on consistency. So the short answer is, if I'm capped, I'm absolutely sandbagging every single time if I've already hit quota. If I'm at accelerators and I want to blow it out, it's the end of the year, and in Prez Club's on the line, yeah, obviously, I'm not sandbagging at that point. But there is something to be said for consistency. People who hit quota, you know, quarter over quarter, month over month, year over year, you know, that does play. So if sandbagging helps you do that, then yes, absolute sandbag. Fuck what your manager says, period. Okay, the next one is selling against competitors. Third and likely meaning. Okay, I articulated why we're a better fit compared to the competitor from a pricing service standpoint, made sure to avoid all shit talking, but soon learned that the competitor was gaslighting the CEO about our firm and filling his head with facts that weren't true. At this point, do I bury the competitor and take the gloves off, or should I continue to articulate my value prop without trashing the competition? This is really easy. Just don't trash the competition, all right? It looks weak. It looks pathetic. You know what I mean? You got to just believe in your product, sell your product, sell yourself, right? A lot of this actually has to do with a personal connection, not even so much as the product when it comes down to the bitter end when you're choosing between, you know, product A or, you know, company A or B as a vendor. So yeah, don't talk shit about the competition. Let's see what the people say. Let's see what the comment section says. Curious Fox, legend. Curious Fox says, never bash your competition. It makes you look weak and people will not respect you or your company. Yeah, respect, fam. Respect. Don't bash. Don't bash. There's just no point. It doesn't do anything for you, you know? And it's not like they're necessarily even going to believe you in the first place. So stick to your guns, do your thing. Don't talk shit. All right, cold call intros. I've seen this discussion on LinkedIn quite a bit. I'm curious what the non-influencers / true salespeople do and have to say about it. Well, I guess I'm out because I'm an influencer. You know what I mean? Right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to give you my thoughts anyway. Is now a good time? It's usually the first question. Also say, what do you say if it's a bad time? I used to say, am I catching you at a bad time? And I still think I'd probably say that. It still kind of gives them an out. You don't want to barge into a pitch. You know, you don't want to just like dive in because they're already ready to ignore and hang up on you. There isn't a great one. I used to, like, if I could get to my opening line, and I've said this a million times, so you probably all heard it, the 8 of you who actually watch these videos. I know talking to a salesperson is somewhere between going to jury duty and getting a root canal, so I appreciate you even giving me 10 seconds of your time. Self-aware salesperson. Killing it. But let's see what everybody else says. Fun Coupon says, did I catch you at a bad time? I've seen stuff on LinkedIn where people are like, don't ever say this. And I couldn't tell you why. I don't remember. You're better off saying, what else do other people say? Is now a bad time? Hey, blank, thanks for taking my call out of the blue. This will only take a second of your time. Pause for confirmation, then continue or they'll hang up. I go with poke the bear opener a la Josh Braun. Yeah, Josh Braun's good. So Josh Braun's probably got some stuff on this. Far better than me. Here's another one. Hey, I know you weren't expecting my call. You have 2 minutes. Again, it's kind of like acknowledging the fact that it's cold call and probably a sales call and giving them an out. I think those are the 2 key components to a clean cold call opener. All right, next one, texting a prospect. Oh, sick. Hey everyone, so lately my team and I have been thinking of new creative ways to connect with prospects because the phones have had a super low connect rate lately. I actually got a DM at Hulu to text me back yesterday and booked a meeting. Maybe pitch them a Corp Bro show for me. Do your boy solid. Due to spam filters and low connect rates, it seems like text may be a really useful medium. It's obviously super ballsy, keep it short and sweet, and a teammate of mine also booked a call texting a decision maker. Ooh, this is a tough one because there is no real right answer. Some people are going to be pissed off, real pissed off, like threatening legal action stuff. They never do anything about it, but they get real angry. They could easily just block you. I've gotten some texts as a DM myself, and I have to admit, I'm 50-50 on it because it really depends on the tone of the message. Sometimes I just like ignore it, and it's like I didn't hate it, but like I just kind of moved on with my life. I have given a meeting through text. There's been other times where I'm like, yeah, fuck this. I'm blocking this. This is weird, and I hate this tone, and I just hate how this feels. So it's really kind of how you say what you say, in my opinion. Let's see what the top comment says. Dwight, you ignorant sale is the name of the person who wrote this. Cold texting is one you have to be very careful with. Depending on where you're located and where your prospects are located, there are a handful of business law texting laws in place, meaning that most of the time a person would need to opt in to receive texts. Without that, your org could get into some sticky situations. Yeah, just don't be incessant. Like if you do throw a Hail Mary out there, like not the end of the world, probably. I wouldn't hit them up 10 straight times through text, though. I think that's where you're going to get yourself in trouble. So that's what I'll say about that. All right, the last post of the day, more money or more equity? Oh boy, this is a age-old debate. So this person has two options. One is a 120 split salary, OTE, 0.05% ownership, Series A company, almost $9 million in revenue, going to raise Series B. Oh, I'm sorry, they're a Series B company. Okay. And the other option is a 140, so I guess a little bit more upside in terms of cash. Small company, 11 mil. The company was acquired, and so there's no equity. Instead, they would just get, they would get equity in the parent company's stock. So not a lot of upside there. If it's me personally and I'm early in my career, I'm going to take a chance on the equity piece. Now, this is hard because so much of the time equity is worthless, and that's just big facts. But if you were someone who was early at Gong or Samsara or Salesforce, you retire at like 40 years old, which would be tight. I mean, that's the Silicon Valley dream, right? Make so much cash from whatever that you can just retire. You could always just take that cash and invest it in other things that are more stable, which this is totally a risk profile preference. For me, I'm going to take a few shots early in my career, see if I can't hit the jackpot. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. To me, honestly, the cash difference is negligible to me. 120 versus 140. I'd honestly take the risk. That's a me thing. So it's totally a preference. No one can say specifically what the right move is. We can't all predict the next Salesforce or Gong or whatever. Deca unicorns out there. But, equity is tight. I've always said that. Equity is tight. You just got to pick the right company, which is really hard to do and easier said than done. So, think about companies that have true upside. What is the real true outcome that's possible? Are they more likely a candidate for acquisition, or are they actually an IPO candidate? What do we think? Where do they stack up against other companies in their space? How far along are those other companies? Things to look at there. What kind of money have those companies raised? That can give you kind of a quick signal on the type of upside that you might have there. So that's all I'll say about that. That brings us to the end of this edition of Creme de la Corp. These were some great questions. I really enjoyed these. And obviously, if you haven't been in the war room and posted some dope piping hot tent, please get in there because you might get featured on the Creme de la Corp, where I will feel miserable and talk about whatever it is that you've said that here on the Platty. So in the meantime, if you're looking for a new job, as some of these folks are, go check out the Bravado Jobs platform, and you might get a calendar with photoshopped images of myself, of my mug in there, maybe like holding some cats and stuff. You'll see it. It's out there. Anyway, till next time, friends, Creme de la Corp. Sales are dope. Never, ever stop selling. One love. Why did I forget what I was going to say just then? I am just